The Queen has cancelled a trip to Northern Ireland and has reluctantly accepted medical advice to rest for the next few days, Buckingham Palace said. The 95-year-old monarch is said to be in good spirits but disappointed not to be able to carry out the two-day trip, which was due to begin on Wednesday. Royal expert Angela Levin has dismissed fears that the monarch could be ill and insisted that she blossoms with a busy schedule. Asked if the Queen is in good health, Ms. Levin told GB News, "I don't know, I'm sure they wouldn't tell us until it got quite bad. She does look haunched, doesn't she? She looks as though she's bending over a lot more. She is a bit wobbly on her legs and we know it's not drink because she's given up alcohol. She's very strong, she's stoic. If she's got lots to do she blossoms. It's a good lesson to us all. She takes a lot on board. She's still riding her horse, I think. That's a positive way of living, there's a lot you can take from her. She won't let bad things get her down." The Queen has had a busy few days and hosted a major global investment summit at Windsor Castle on Tuesday evening. A Buckingham Palace spokesman said, "The Queen has reluctantly accepted medical advice to rest for the next few days. Her Majesty is in good spirits and is disappointed that she will no longer be able to visit Northern Ireland, where she had been due to undertake a series of engagements today and tomorrow. The Queen sends her warmest good wishes to the people of Northern Ireland and looks forward to visiting in the future." The Queen's decision is understood not to be related to coronavirus. Don't miss at the weekend, she enjoyed a day at the races at Ascot, and on Monday held a virtual audience with the new Governor-General of New Zealand. The Queen's husband of 73 years, the Duke of Edinburgh, died in April at the age of 99. The monarch has been pictured out and about at the Royal Windsor Horse Show and Ascot in the months since, and still enjoys riding her own ponies. Last week, she used a walking stick for what is believed to be the first time at a major public event when she attended a service marking the centenary of the Royal British Legion. Former U.S. Secretary of State, the first black person to hold the position, died on Monday aged 84. His family said he had passed away due to COVID-19 complications, stressing that he was fully vaccinated against the virus. The ex-politician had Parkinson's disease and multiple myeloma, a bone marrow cancer affecting the body TMS immune response. A key member of President George W. Bush TMS administration, Mr. Powell was an advocate for the invasion of Iraq. He famously put forward faulty evidence about the country TMS non-existent weapons of mass destruction in a speech to the United Nations. The former four-star general later admitted he was mad at himself for not having smelled the problem. Writing in his 2012 memoir, "It Worked for Me, in Life and Leadership Trademark," he added, "My instincts failed me. It was by no means my first, but it was one of my most momentous failures, the one with the widest ranging impact. The event will earn a prominent paragraph in my obituary." In his 1995 autobiography, My American Journey Trademark, the politician, who was the son of Jamaican immigrants, also claimed that he was related to Sir Eyre Coote, governor of Jamaica from 1806 to 1808. The claim is remarkable because Prince Harry and Prince William are also reportedly on the same family tree as Sir Eyre. Claims of shared genealogy between the princes and Mr. Powell come from their late mother, Princess Diana TMS ancestry. The late Princess of Wales is said to be the 9th great-granddaughter of Sir Charles Coote, an ancestor of Sir Eyre Coote, and a 4th cousin several times removed of Sir Eyre himself. Journalist Michael Rhodes explained Diana and the former U.S. Secretary of State TMS apparent familial link in a 1995 article for the Daily Express. He wrote, "Diana is herself a 4th cousin, albeit a few times removed, of Sir Eyre. Tenuous? Not at all. You are descended from someone or you are not." In Diana and Powell TMS case, their genealogy takes them directly back to Sir Charles Coote of Castlecuff in Queen's County, Ireland. He was created a baronet by King James I in 1621. The fact is, had he not lived then neither Colin nor Diana would have been born. Mr. Powell TM's great-great-great-grandmother is said to be a black woman called Sally, who was a slave in Jamaica. Sir Eyre Coote, who is sometimes confused with his uncle, East India Company Officer General Sir Eyre Coote, reportedly had a child with Sally. Mr. Powell said in My American Journey that his ancestors had been slaves in the government house in Jamaica. He claimed descent from the woman called Sally, who he said had given birth to Sir Eyre TM's baby, although genealogists have not been able to piece together a complete family tree. The Coote family had owned land in Ireland for some 300 years. My American Journey trademark was written by Colin Powell and published by Penguin Random House in 1995. It is available here. St. Dunstan TMS, a private school in London with annual fees ranging from £12,501 to £19,068 depending on the age of its pupils, has introduced lectures discussing white privilege. These lessons come after a surge in interest in the Black Lives Matter movement. While St. Dunstan's accepts children from nursery to the age of 18, this course will be taught only from year 9, when pupils are aged 13 or 14. And Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is to be one of the topics of discussion during the lessons. Nicholas Hewlett, headmaster at the school in Catford, South East London, said teachers would explore with students the difficulties faced by both Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton when they joined the royal family, but learn that Meghan Markle faced additional challenges based on social speculations associated with her race, as reported by the Sunday Times. During these lessons, the concept of microaggression, an incident or action regarded as a subtle or unintentional act of discrimination against members of a marginalized community, will also be looked into. Among the real-life examples to be discussed will be trying to touch the hair of a pupil who has an afro or denying the existence of white privilege. The headmaster also said, "We do not teach white privilege in order to engender a sense of guilt among our white community, but to help all our young people, of whatever racial origin, to unpick and better understand the complexities and sensitivities of a real and live issue that matters to them and to so much of the society they occupy." Other issues included in this series of lessons are to be toxic femininity, why only white male actors have so far portrayed James Bond, and why only white people have been elected Prime Minister in the UK. Pupils will also examine statistics comparing police's stop and search rates of black and white people. Mr. Hewlett further spoke about the reason behind the choice to run this course. He told the Mail Online, "We run the risk of an increasingly polarized society where different generations become entrenched in their positions of difference, and that cannot be healthy. Schools have an essential role to tackle these issues and concepts by airing them and discussing them, helping young people hear different viewpoints and articulate their own thinking. This is far more important than what white privilege is or isn't TMT." The use of the term white privilege has been discussed recently by prominent Conservative MPs. Last October, Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch told the Commons schools should offer opposing views when debating the concept of white privilege. Earlier this month, Tory MP Jonathan Gullis said, during a fringe meeting at the Conservative Party conference, that anyone using the phrase white privilege should be referred to the government TMS Prevent programme used to track potential terrorists. Following backlash, he defended his views in a Facebook post and invited any left woke warrior to visit Stoke-on-Trent North, Kidsgrove and Torquay and try to tell the people there that they are somehow privileged. White privilege is normally used to describe the inherent advantages possessed by white people in a society characterized by racial inequality. Meghan and Prince Harry spoke about racial inequality on multiple occasions in the past. While marking last year's Black History Month in the UK, Prince Harry said in October 2020 he became more aware of the issues surrounding race after marrying Meghan. He said, "I wasn't aware of so many of the issues and so many of the problems within the UK and also globally as well. I thought I did, but I didn't." The Prince added, "You know, when you go into a shop with your children and you only see white dolls, do you even think, 'That's weird, there is not a black doll there'? And I use that as just one example of where we as white people don't always have the awareness of what it must be like for someone else of a different colored skin, of a black skin, to be in the same situation as we are, where the world that we know has been created by white people for white people. During the 2-hour-long sit-down, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex alleged racism within the firm, which responded in a statement saying the issues discussed by the Sussexes were concerning. The statement added, "While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately." Meghan also discussed how the Duchess of Cambridge being called Waity Katie for years prior to her marriage with Prince William did not compare to the experience she had gone through after joining the royal family. Meghan said, "Unfortunately, if members of his family say, well, this is what's happened to all of us, if they can compare what I went through was similar to what has been shared with us. Kate was called Waity Katie waiting to marry William, while I imagine that was really hard, and I can't picture what that felt like. This is not the same, and if a member of his family will say we've all had to deal with things that are rude and racist are not the same." Asked by Ms. Winfrey if Meghan's experience from Kate was different because of race, the Duchess said it was also due to the fact she was not British and social media are more prominent now than in the early 2000s.